Okay, here we go. We have the fragrance flower. Now mine is an older scent, but I am just picking one out. Inside your bag, this will be at the bottom. This is actually it's at the bottom of your bags. This again is an older flower that I have here packaged already. Take your flower out. Take your oil out. I just am taking that out so I can show you what it looks like. We're not going to do anything with that just yet. But all of the flowers are in the box. Just carefully take it out. Nothing crazy. It's just on a piece of wire. You can see here a little tiny piece of that wire. Normally at the bottom there's a piece of paper on them, but I tore that off of every single flower, so this is what the flowers start looking like. Okay, so there we go. Part 2. So we have the flower, and again it was just in this. This part here is bendable, so once you put it in your oil you can bend it, but for now we're just going to hold it straight. I tend to hold my fingers like this when I'm coloring them, just because it helps me, and then I can use my thumb to kind of pull things out just a tiny bit. We do not want to push or pull these too terribly much because they are solo wood, and the solo wood can tear. Some of them are a little thinner. This is a prime example. This piece or this petal here is a little thicker than this particular one here. Next we find permanent markers. So some folks like Sharpie brand, some folks like the Bic brand, but the important thing is that they must be permanent markers. They cannot be Crayola type things. They have to say permanent marker. And I will mention that some of the reds, you have to pay attention to them. Some of the reds turn a little bit orange red. So make sure when you're looking at your colors, if you're wanting to do a red color, you're doing one that looks more red than something that has a little more orange to it. So a blue red is what some folks will call it, has just a darker, deeper red tones. So Sharpie, Bic, or if you have another favorite, absolutely go ahead and use those. The other thing is looking at the tips. You're going to need a tip that is similar to this. It can't be a ball point. These are considered fine tips, fine point, but it is simple here. And this one is a little bit bigger. This is a super Sharpie, but I got a bigger one just so I could show you. So it's a bigger tip and I can still do just as much with it. But I'm going to go in with this red here quickly just to kind of start showing you. I always start towards the center of my flowers. And if you notice, I'm just kind of going at the edges of it. And notice how the color just starts applying. And I truly am. I'm going to hold this up to the camera here in just a minute. See how I'm just going on the very edges of the thing? If need be, you can kind of notice how I'm just using my thumb, pulling it the tiniest bit so that I can get down in there a little bit and color just a little bit more. So that's how simple it is. Now I will do this the whole way around, all of the petals, as much or as little as I'd like. And through the magic of video, I will come back and show you what it looks like when it's all completed, all the way around. Decide if you're happy with the way that it looks, and you can kind of look in there and see, because here's the catch. You need to be happy with how much color you have on it now, because once you set it in the oil, you can't go back and color anymore. So decide if you want to do anything extra. I just kept going, but you could go through and say maybe you wanted a couple of, look at that, little lines in there just to further accentuate depending on the kind of flower that you have. So you see what I'm doing there? I'm just adding some lines. It's all about your creativity. Just decide what you want to do. Now, since I started some of these, I'm just going around and adding it to many of the petals, not every single one. As you can see, I'm just kind of skipping and going through. But this is mine. You do yours however you like. And at the end of one of the videos, you will see what it looks like after it sits in the oil. So that's where we are. I've got some lines on some of them, so it'll look like some of the veining. See, now I look over here and I don't see that I have as many. So I just go over there and add a few. No problem. Nothing is crazy here. It looks jacked up right now, but I promise at the end of the day, it's going to look awesome. So we are now onto the fragrance oil. I still have red. See that red stripe? Inside there, the box, there's this little silver stylish disc. There is your fragrance oil. So now this particular bottle I didn't pay attention to. It is already colored. So we do have some colored oils. So this is a prime example. If you didn't want to color your flower, we have some that are already colored. We don't always have these, but we did apparently not too terribly long ago. And I know I have several different ones now. So there we go. We're going to set that one aside because I do have another just to show you. So I already put the ring on there. Now this other flower that I'm going to hold up is one that we colored. This was a flower we didn't have available for the party because we just don't have this particular flower available. But notice this had some orange coloring, and this one's been, this is actually one that's pretty dry at this point, but it's soaked up all of the coloring. And all you're going to do once you get your oil, or sorry, your flower colored, you're going to take it and bend your flower however you like to sit in your oil, drop it in, and let it sit. Now, if you like the way it sits, that's perfectly fine. If you don't, just pick it back up for a quick second and bend it a little bit more if you like it to be more straight up. That works too, however it works best for you. I tend to like mine bent a little bit and facing me. Now, this is where this piece of wood, the wood disc, the wood coaster that's in your bag comes into play. When you are finished coloring, you sit this right on top so it helps protect the surface underneath. And then as your oil starts to absorb in your flower, so the one that you colored, as the oil starts to absorb in it, it will start to spread and make your colors, depending on how you did this. This was with 2 different markers that were similar in shade, and it started to, you can see the variations in color where it was darker because I had more dark color in the back and then did light. So that's how simple it is. Now, big thing, sorry about that, big thing. If you are leaving these on your desk, perfectly fine. Go ahead, open your oil, undo the little thing. I'm going to possibly take this off here. I'm just going to do the top so you can see. You will take all of this plastic off. I'm just doing this part for video. Inside your stopper, or inside, there's a little stopper. This part will pull up. You might need to use a fingernail or grab a friend if you need to. I'm just getting my fingernails under there. You can see it's starting to come up and it pops off. This is where you take, before you put your, obviously before you put your flower in, but you take that, screw it on. So there's your little decorative disc. Now you have the hole to stick your flower straight in. And since this is the colored oil, I'm obviously not going to put my flower in that one. So I'm going to grab another oil to put it in this evening. So bear with me. I'll be back through the magic of video. And there we go. I already have the little stopper off, and I have oil. Now, since my flower is going to stay at home, I'm not taking it anywhere. I'm just going to pop it in there, and that's how it's going to sit. So it might look a little funny tonight, but come tomorrow, I'm going to show you what it looks like, but we're going to do time lapse and show you what it looks like.